I'm gonna sit in the snow-covered bench. Holy smokes! Oh my God! Yes! Yes! Yes!
What is up, you beautiful humans? It's the Natural here, and hey, we're back with another video on the channel, and we are back with another TMIR Extra video. This show that pretty much gives you everything that I've missed in my main show this month in review TMIR show goes into this show. So, what have I missed in the month of April of 2021? 12 billionaires running the richest and historic clubs in Europe went and formed their own secret little league called the European Super League.
Promise you won't laugh?
Yeah, I promise.
I made the European Super League.
You're kidding.
12 of the richest football clubs in the world, 12 of the most historic football clubs in the world, clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, the two Milan clubs, AC, Inter, plus Juventus. They were going to form this league called the European Super League, where they had to get 3 other members, which rumours going to be PSG, Dortmund and Bayern Munich, to also be in this, plus another 5 clubs who had to earn their way into that competition. And they had, it's like the whole NBA basketball sort of league that they have, in basketball, the NBA. They had 2 divisions of 10 teams, and the top 4 teams will go through into a playoff. Those 4 teams will face each other, and then that last 16, then get to the final. The American owners who own Arsenal, who own Manchester United, who own Liverpool, I think there's a guy who owns the Tottenham, he may be an American owner. That's what they want. They want franchise football. That's what they were turning football into, franchise. That's not football. The American motto is, in sports, NFL, NBA, franchise. And I'm not disrespecting those 2 sports. That's their sports. I'm a New Orleans Saints fan. I get that. If you're going to, if you're going to be a fan of the NBA or the NFL, you have to, respect the culture of those sports. It's the same for Americans if they watch the Premier League, if they watch the Champions League, if they watch international football. You have to respect the culture, you have to respect, the players, the managers and the fans and the competition, most important of all, the competition of that sport. Because you just can't just, go and form, you think, you know what, I'm American. How can they have relegation, promotion? How can clubs like Norwich be in the Premier League? That's ridiculous. That's not the American way. We want Real Madrid versus Manchester United. We want Chelsea versus PSG. We want Man City v Barcelona every game. That's what these American businessmen want. That's not football. Football is for the fans. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, what religion you are, black, white, whatever skin colour you have. Football unites fans. And without fans, football is nothing. We learned nothing from this global pandemic. One thing that we've missed massive is sports. The fact that UEFA and FIFA came out and said, we're going to ban these players who play in this competition. They will be banned from competing in European Championships, World Cups, Copa Americas, pretty much just send them to the shadow realm and never playing in competitive football internationally ever again. But UEFA and FIFA, I never thought I'd say this, came out as the goody-goody two-shoe guys this week, even though they're also fucking corrupt, because legitimate FIFA sent a World Cup to Qatar, which by the way is now going to be played in winter of next year, and UEFA, they aren't any better as well. You know, have they helped out footballers who've been racially abused? No. You know, you got a Slavia Prague player who got a 10-game ban for racially abusing a player, while the guy who got racially abused, the Rangers player Glenn Kamara, got a 3-game ban for retaliating. UEFA and FIFA say, oh, we care about, you know, equality. Sepp Blatter came out back when he was FIFA president. I mean, that guy is the biggest fraud in the history of the world. He said racism should be ended with a handshake. Stuff like that is the reason why, thank hell, he's banned from football for life. And I will add, this whole European Super League was all began because of the Premier League. The Premier League, for me, is the best league in the world, but it's the greediest, most corrupt league I have ever seen. The amount of subscriptions you have to pay to watch your team week in, week out is fucking ridiculous. You know, if you live in England, for example, maybe America and other countries are different, but especially in England, if you live in England, let's say for instance you live in London, right? And you want to watch Arsenal, Manchester United, my club Newcastle for example, you have to pay, I don't know, £40 a month for Sky, you have to pay £30 for BT Sport, Amazon as well, and and a TV license for the BBC. That has got to be a hell of a lot of money. It's got to be around, what, $2,000, maybe $5,000 a year, just to watch your team play week in, week out. You know, other countries, you know, the money for subscriptions is nowhere near as astronomical as England. And that's what and the Premier League have just been creaming off the fucking top of all these fans for fucking years and generations. It really angers me so much, you know, during a global pandemic where people were struggling, businesses are falling apart, people are struggling to make ends meet because they're losing jobs left, right and centre. And yet the Premier League can legitimate force a £14.99 for one game. It's unacceptable. But anyway, going back to the European Super League, what do I want to see in terms of these 12 clubs, in terms of bans and sanctions? Let's start off with the Premier League clubs. I want them to have minus 30 points at the start of next season. I want them banned from Europe for the next 3 seasons. I also want a transfer ban on these 6 clubs. And I think the next 2 are the most important. I want a $1 billion fine on these 6 clubs, and I want those $1 billion that they're going to get fined go into the Championship, League 1, League 2, non-league and grassroots football. All them clubs suffering massively during the global pandemic, they need the cash to keep their clubs afloat. That's what I want, is in terms of, if they get huge fines of $1 billion, let it go through the football pyramid. And I want a 50+1 rule. I want governments to come in and single-handedly clean up the mess that these billionaires have done for fucking decades upon decades upon decades, and bring football back for the fans. Because that's the one thing I take away during this global pandemic. Without fans, football is nothing. And simple as that.
Fuck the ESL! Fuck the ESL! Fuck the ESL! Fuck the ESL! Fuck the ESL!
Who is going to win the race to be the new London mayor?
Tentou tabela por dentro com chave. Vem a retaguarda holandesa. Domina com Van der Viel. Van der Viel volta, recona para Stecklenburg. Stecklenburg levanta outra vez agora para o contra-ataque. Para descendo, cortou pia, Busquets. Levanta para a chave. Alonso perde o lance. Volta outra vez agora para Van Persie. Van Persie.
We have 12 candidates fighting to be the next mayor of London. But 3 of those candidates are intriguing to me because I never thought 3 of these would even be considered to be in the race for Mayor of London. Nico Omalame, Another one is another YouTuber called Max Floss, I think his name is. And my personal favourite, Count Binface. That's right, there is a guy, literally has a bin on his head, running for the next mayor of London. Goodness me. 2021 already is better than 2020 already. If he wins, just imagine if Count Binface wins mayor of London. Oh my god, imagine you have him mayor of London and Boris Johnson. Honestly, the country, I swear to God, no one would take the United Kingdom seriously anymore. I swear to God, everybody would be like, what's next? Belle Delphine's the new queen? And the octopus is the king? Oh God, no. Please, no. Hell no. No. I'm just fascinated by this whole London mayor. I mean, the fact that two YouTubers and a fucking meme could literally be running for it is amazing. Do I think they have a chance? Absolutely not. But it's just hilarious and absolutely why I love doing this show. For funny, ridiculous stories like this one. Canada and America brought out new uniforms for the next Olympics in 2020, even though it pretty much is 2021, but it's Olympics in Tokyo in 2020. Anyway, the next Olympics for the summer, and they look absolutely hideous.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
The Olympics, which was supposed to be taking place last summer, because of COVID, coronavirus and lockdown, it pretty much made it absolutely impossible for the athletes to go to Tokyo and compete. So they put the Olympics on hold until this summer. And Canada and America came out with some interesting uniforms for these athletes to wear at the Olympics in Tokyo in 2021, aka Olympics 2020 anyway. Do I say Tokyo 2021 or Tokyo 2020? Ah, fuck it, whatever. Let's call it Tokyo 2020/2021. But anyway, they're competing at these Olympics and they're letting these athletes, wear these uniforms. But these uniforms look like something, I don't know, like something that James Charles did when he was 7, just creating, because it absolutely looks terrible. I mean, even James Charles makes me thinking, that looks awful, sisters. I think this looks terrible, sisters. Sisters, I think we need to, make sure this doesn't actually happen. That was the worst James Charles impression you've ever seen. But yeah, it looks absolutely awful. I mean, America's looks like, something from you're going in space and NASA for. It looks terrible. But Canada's looks like the worst. Honestly, it looks like something a 6-year-old literally just passed together. It's awful. It's absolutely garbage. It's almost like, it actually looks like worse YouTuber merch. It really is. Get this new Canada jacket for the Olympics for, I don't know, $20. It's awful. It's absolutely terrible. And anyway, to the people out there who probably bought this, if I was you, I'll get your refund and I'll send it back with a big F you. Because, good Lord, it's not even worth buying. It's pretty much garbage YouTuber merch. It really is. Good Lord, just unreal. So everybody, that's the end of another video on the channel and the end of another TMIR Extra video. If you think that Canada and America's new outfits for the Olympics for 2020/2021 looks absolutely hideous, then just lean back and headbutt that motherfucking like button. You can also follow me on my social media platforms. The link as usual will be just down there in the description. I hope you all have an amazing day out there. Stay safe and healthy too. Please like, subscribe. The Natural, the punk of YouTube is out.